Juliet.
Hiya.
Alex.
Hello.
Welcome to the International Radio Festival Malta.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us such a warm welcome. I mean, I'm almost sweating, although that might be because we're about to do a show all about holiday sex fails, so
Yes.
got a few in the archive.
Yes, well, to recap on the International Radio Festival, we bring in radio stations from all across the world to broadcast from the one place, and this year it's Malta, it's Valletta. When you talk about British radio stations, three words immediately spring to mind. BBC. You guys represent the Holy Grail, Radio 1.
Yeah, well, I still can't quite believe that I work there. So when I'm from Dublin in Ireland, and when I worked in radio there, we would always look at BBC Radio 1 as the biggest, best, most shiny, object in the radio world. And yeah, it's amazing to walk into the studio.
And now you're shining there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that the Holy Grail lets me talk about holes so frankly.
Yeah.
So our show Unexpected
Yeah.
Fluids is actually breaking new ground for the BBC, because usually you think BBC, you think PC to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And we're really pushing those boundaries in terms of being frank and honest about people's real life sexual experiences. And although the foundations of our show are based on comedy and having a giggle together, there is actually a lot of educational bias in there as well. We are trying to get positive messages through.
Yeah, well, you're a legit sexpert, as you were telling me before.
I'm very, very proud to be an ambassador for young people's healthcare charity in the UK called Brooke, who deal with things like contraception and awareness of STIs and consent and pleasure. So
Wow.
big up Brooke. Brooke is a good look.
And you were telling me before that you've just had your third series commissioned by the BBC.
We only found out yesterday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you,
That is
yeah.
amazing. And podcasting is just so popular now, isn't it? It's kind of the future in a way.
Yeah.
But you did a very special music show for us here in Malta.
Which was
Special.
new, because Alex and I, we didn't know each other before we got this gig. They basically looked at Alex, they looked at me, and they said, yeah, that'll probably be okay. And that ended up being, I think, very good. We're like brother and sister at this stage. We know the ins and outs, literally, of each other.
Yeah.
And doing something like this today was a departure. But into the second hour, I was like, I could do this every Sunday night, or just partying with some tunes with Alex.
I totally agree. We really found our groove, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had our flow going on.
I was loving
90s
it,
tunes.
especially when you ripped up the playlist. And then
Yeah.
was like, do you know what? We're just going to bang out the tunes before Ibiza Sonica take over.
That's something that is inherent about radio. It's what I see as part of the USP of radio and broadcast, really, that you do have the freedom to follow your instinct and be immediate and go with what's working and play to your crowd.
Yeah.
Like television is great, digital video is great, but radio has that immediacy where it's like, you know what? We're just going to go with it and see what happens. And if it
Be
doesn't work,
reactive.
who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I personally loved it, and I know you guys. It's been a whistle-stop tour of Valletta because you arrived today. Or was it last night?
Yeah.
It's all blended into one. So you were telling me that you are definitely going to come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know what it would look like, what it would feel like, what the people would be like, but the minute we landed, we dropped our bags off and started walking through the town to find a restaurant. And I think the whole crew, Alex and I, we all agree, it's just so picturesque and so calming, because we're from the madness that is London town.
Yeah.
The air is polluted, there are people as far as the eye can see, it can get a bit stressful. Beautiful city, I have to say, but it's nice to just come here and breathe.
Yeah.
This has been a bit of a Malteser, if you will. It's been a little teasing peek at what Malta has to offer, and I can see the promise of it. As Riyadh says, it's a very beautiful place. We were commenting, Malta knows how to uplight things. Malta's
Everything
all
is
about,
uplit. So everything
Okay.
looks very dramatic and pretty.
Yeah.
And we could take a note out of Malta's book and bring it home. Like, even the most basic of little walls on a street looks stunning because it's got this blue light shining up against it.
It's all about the chiaroscuro.
And what about the radio festival? Because for me, because I program the festival, when you're trying to explain it to people who've never been before, because there isn't anything else like it, what were your expectations coming to Valletta, and then how have you found it being here?
I didn't know what to expect. We've done a couple of episodes of the show live out with an audience. And I think the difference with something like this is that instantly you're around people that are part of your global radio family. So
Absolutely.
the understanding of the beauty of the medium. We met some people that started in pirate radio this morning at breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
And just
Yeah.
throwing stories back and forth about why we do what we do reminded me of, when I was 15 and I had a pirate radio station in my bedroom. It kind of, it re-triggered the love for radio in my heart, being
Oh.
around other radio lovers. Because I think you only get specific radio people at a festival like this who are not just doing a job, they're doing a passion.
Absolutely.
They're living a dream.
Absolutely.
I've been heartened to see that there are quite a few female people here as well. I think there's a lot of women representing. We met Flex FM this morning at breakfast over our eggs.
Had they been to bed, or were they still partying from last night?
I think they might have had a couple of hours.
Yeah,
Right.
they were fairly compass mental.
Yeah.
Okay.
To
Okay.
be honest, they looked more together than us. We were up drinking G&Ts until late.
Nice.
Yeah, the A to Z of G&Ts, there were a lot, weren't there?
Yeah.
Oh, I
we,
love
we
this.
were celebrating Maltese culture.
I love this.
I've discovered though that I heard about something that was new to me, which is the sister station, is it? Sister
Collective. Yeah, with Carly Wilford.
I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to investigating that more. It's my kind of music, and I really love that it's female fronted. The more diversity we get in radio, the more interesting output we're putting into the world, the more we all benefit, really. It's great.
Absolutely. Bringing it all back to right now, you're about to record your special episode of Unexpected Fluids. Can I have a little sneak preview into what the topics are going to be for this one?
This one is all about holiday sex. So when you're abroad and you're looking for a quick bit of fun, or you find some romance and something goes wrong, and we laugh with you, not at you. And we share some of our own stories that we have ready to go in a minute.
We've got quite a few of people that have been on trips and taken a few slips.
Oh.
Interrailing, gone off the rails,
Backpacking
and cracking and slacking.
Yeah,
all
rolling
gone.
around on sandy beaches in Thailand and then leaving with something that you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Fluid.
Hence the name. And word on the street is you've got a very special guest that
We do.
that's going to be joining you.
We have royalty, in fact, in so many ways.
And who might that be?
It's the lovely Chucky.
I feel like we should play the Horn of Gondor here. Chucky is also known as Tolkien. Yes.
I don't understand. My hair is really big. Should I stand on the side? It's better.
Hang on, I'll
Oh my god,
you in shot?
hey.
So the only drag queen comedian
Let's
on the island.
Smart. Let's not say the only one, because I am.
One of the only.
But they'll get offended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Also has a podcast.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes, we just started. It's called Before Brunch, and we just basically
There's a
help
time
people.
before brunch.
In a small window when you're hungover and just waking up, where you
Right.
help people so they don't feel dumb at the brunch table. So you know
Yeah.
when you go, people are like, did you hear about? And you're like, nope. Well, now you heard. That's our job. We just want to make people feel smart.
Inform people.
In a fun, light-hearted, cheeky way.
So essentially, you're filling them in their vulnerable moments.
Exactly. When they're like
All
at
about
their
it.
lowest, they hear my voice and they go, "Wow, it could be worse. I could be that."
Have you heard about our show and are you ready?
Of course, I've heard. You're not heard about. I've heard your
Oh,
show.
okay. So
I
you're
heard
ready.
season 1. I'll be honest here.
Yeah.
But I think my podcast analytics app was like, he's a pervert. So this
Yeah,
is the
you
perfect
got it.
I cannot wait to see what happens next, I have to say. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, International Radio Festival.
Yes. Look at that plug.
Cool.